Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, happy Saturday to you all. Hopefully, you are enjoying your weekends, or if you're watching this at any other point in the week, hopefully having a great day nonetheless. We have brand new music from one of the members from the Icon camp. Mr. June has made his, what I believe is his official solo debut. Now, when it comes to Icon solo stuff, I don't know if this is technically like his full solo debut, or if it's his first solo debut under 143. I haven't really read that deep into it, but I saw that he was on the release calendar a little bit earlier on in the week, and you know what? Let's dive back into one of the Icon members one time. We've had a few actually Icon comebacks solo comebacks while we were away during my hiatus earlier on in the year. DK had a release, I think, LNTS, one of the two. I remember I listened to it in my free time, and I remember that being a very kind of groovy, almost enchanting rock meets electronic vibe, which I thought was really neat. I think the sound aesthetic was super neat. I didn't listen to Bobby's whole thing yet, and well, we checked out Song on his trop pop debut, so to speak. And so we had Mr. June. We had his OSTs quite a few times last year, and now we get to see what he is like on his terms. So we check out the MV for Feel Lost and dive right into it. So here we go. I need to go and update that solo intro, don't I? I've been forgetting to do that. Anyways, I wonder what this is going to be like. Because, admittedly, I like Icon in their music, but I really don't know individually what their tastes are like, apart from, Song went the trot direction. Both times he's done a solo release, he's gone trot, so... Bobby's had a super wide range of sounds that I can't really pinpoint. DK, I don't know enough about his music to really kind of filter in on one. And I don't think I've ever listened to a solo Chan song before, so it's a learning experience for me at the end of the day. And we had Jay's solo releases late last year as well, so we're working through the Icon members one at a time. So let's check this one out. Here we go. Volume in my ears. Wait, hold on a second. Oh, wait, this is actually very tasty. Wow, what an interesting vibe. It's got, like, a slow funk pace with a rock instrumental. That's got a lot of digital mixing going on. What a combo. Was he on the show? What? Oh gosh, what was the drama from last year? Twinkling Watermelon or something like that? Is that the show that he was on last year that we checked out OSTs from? Because I'm trying to think, like, was the June kind of rock sound already telegraphed to me and I just didn't clock it? This pre-chorus is so cool. That's my favorite moment. What an interesting combo. Everything about it should be funky, but the instruments aren't. Only half of the instruments are. Like, you get that kind of... You get that really clean... and the electric guitar. And you get the kind of funk bass, but everything else just screams rock to me. Wow. What an interesting song. It's quite complex. There's some really cool combo stuff going on in there, and the pairing of it, very surprised to hear it, but it works really well. And I think that is the kind of crux of it all, is that it's a combination that, at least for me, feels very out of the box is the wrong word for it, because funk and rock do go quite well together, but it's not a combo that you often get at that clarity in the K-pop scene, I feel like. You know, we've had some funk beats, we've had rock beats. Those two styles get used time and time again in K-pop. And sometimes we get the occasional blend of the two. But this is a blend of the two with, like, biases in different places, and that's what makes it stand out for me. And I'm pleasantly surprised by it. I'm also pleasantly surprised at how well his voice fits on that song. You know, I only know his individual voice from OST Saturdays, because he's done a handful of OSTs last year, and we checked those out throughout the year on our OST Saturdays series, which, in fact, I have to go and record this week's installment once we're done with all the MVs for the week, or for the day. But the OST world, in terms of music, and the studio release world, in terms of their music, an artist's voice is going to change drastically between the two. Sometimes you get an OST that's very much like the group's main discography, but oftentimes, especially if it's a member that's part of a group that's doing a solo OST, it's going to sound entirely different. My previous kind of, like, established notions of June's voice was not this. Am I extremely pleased that we got to hear a solo release and got to, like, digest his voice properly? Oh, absolutely. Am I surprised by it? Just a little bit. Let's jump back. This initial hook comes by so quick, and it's quite loud. Like, it's a mixing thing probably, but that guitar with all of the, you know, the gain turned up with the pedal effects going on, it's sharp and it's loud, and it very much comes at your ears compared to the rest of the song. And honestly, like, as a focal moment thing, yes, it does exactly what it needs to. And then throwing it up the octave, like, on an electric guitar, you are all the way up on the fretboard now. And you feel that shrill. That might be one of my favorite opening lines that we've heard from I've heard from an ikon solo. It's stylistically and aesthetically so good, because it's got the rasp, it's got the grip, but it's also got the cleanliness to it, which should feel like a oxymoron. Is that the right word for it? Like, it should cancel each other out, but it doesn't. Like, it's got the gritty sound that you'd expect from kind of a rock vocalist. It's got the clean tone from a pop vocalist, but it's the clarity of both sides of that voice that really stand out for me, and it's... And it's like, even when his voice starts to, you know, drop down on the power a little bit, because, you know, songs progressing, our ears are getting used to it, it's naturally going to feel like it's going to get slowly softer and softer. He still retains that kind of airy thinness in his voice. It's just not as prominent as in that opening bar. But you still get the clarity of that texture in his voice, but you also still retain that firm clearness in his voice all throughout. That harmony. And there's absolutely nothing that tells you in the song that that vocal moment is about to happen, and it does. And it's freaking spectacular. Go again. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. And again, we're ramping up the power again. This is the chorus. We've got the big release now. He is putting in more power into his voice. We're still getting that underlying kind of thin, raspy huskiness in his voice. But now it's like we're getting the more pop-oriented June voice. We've got so much clarity and so much power coming through now. With that slight smidge of the raspiness and the vocal color that he gets from his rock side of things. And I think the way that it's not just constant, but it kind of fluctuates as you go through the song is so neat to me. Ooh. Wow. That was actually quite good fun indeed. Twinkling Watermelon. Was this the show that Juno was on? Or am I thinking of a different show? He was in this show. Okay. Because didn't Twinkling Watermelon have something to do with like a fictional band, something like that? I forget what the premise of the show was, mainly because I didn't watch it. We just listened to a whole bunch of the OSTs, but I'm pretty sure this had something to do with a band, right? Man, I wonder if that was like a subliminal connection between his solo release and his acting, his recent acting endeavors. Because if that's the case, that's really cool. If it's just pure coincidence, then that's cool too. But nice. Nicely done, sir. Nicely done. But I'm going to wrap it up here for today. Thank you all for listening along, watching along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today: let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day to day. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever go through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, ally, and a shoulder to lean on whatever your day may be. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.